What's up, everybody? The Poet's here. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, wearing your masks, all that social distancing stuff. And because of the state of the world, this is kind of where this video is really coming from. We're all kind of staying at home a lot more often these days and watching a lot more TV. Streaming services, Netflix, YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff, and hit that like button while you're at it. And because of that, we know that 4K TVs, the prices have come down, the quality's gone up, but the audio typically is not all that good in a flat panel TV. So kind of by default, you look for a soundbar. I've been using for the last couple of years some random Tautronic soundbar. It's been okay. Sound has been much better than just the standard sound coming out of my Samsung Quantum Dot television. But when I want to change the audio levels, I have to use the Tautronics remote, unfortunately. It does not work with my Samsung remote, and it does not work with the Roku remote, which does have sound controls either. So that's kind of annoying. I didn't know that not all soundbars are fully compatible with all televisions. So I just kind of dealt with it. I'm kind of growing up in the world of, we have multiple remotes, but I did get sent this, by Pheanoo. All right, so I think it's Pheanoo, who knows? But they asked me to review their unit here, and I was like, you know what? Why not? People are staying at home a lot more often, and this apparently is more on the affordable side. I'll have a link for this below as well. So this is not an unboxing. I'm actually just going to go ahead and test it and actually review it. It does come with a subwoofer, which is really cool. The Tautronics one that I have does not have a subwoofer, so I'm imagining the bass will be much better. And I'm hoping that I can just use just one remote. That would be really, really cool. All right, so I'm gonna unbox this. I'm going to connect it to the Samsung Quantum Dot 4K television, and I'm gonna watch two movies that I am very, very familiar with the audio. The first one is Into the Spider-Verse. Excellent soundtrack, incredible graphics and all that stuff. So I know the audio on that. I've watched it on my phone, my tab. I think I've watched it like 50 times. And then the second one is just Deadpool 1. I know that movie like the back of my hand. I've watched it on like every single device in theaters. So I know when the audio is done right with these two movies. So I'm going to sacrifice my time watching my two favorite movies for all of you. And then I'll give you my true thoughts on this Pheanoo 2.1 channel surround sound, or sound bar, I should say. It's not surround sound, sound bar. And hopefully it has some nice little features in here that make it worth it as well. So I'll be right back. All right, everybody. So I have completed my testing of the Pheanoo 2.1 channel soundbar, and I have some thoughts. First, I'm now going to call this a review because I used this heavily. So first off, the first two movies that I watched was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Deadpool 1, because I've seen both of those movies like 50 times each. And so I know how it sounds on a cell phone, on a tablet, on a big screen TV, with and without a sound bar, and in the movies theaters as well. So this is something that gave me an opportunity to really understand its capabilities. And of course, I watch a lot of news and listen to a lot of music as well. So this was kind of like the trifecta of me just wanting to really experience everything that this had to offer. When I'm comparing this, I'm also thinking of my previous soundbar, which was a Tautronic soundbar. It sounded great compared to the stock speakers that are in my Samsung Quantum Dot 4K TV, because obviously thin panel TVs don't have great sound. That's just how TVs are. When they're thin, the speakers are going to be really small. When you have a nice soundbar, it's just going to sound better. The Tautronic soundbar was, affordable, maybe like $100 or something like that. This, the prices have just gone down, so check your local websites, and I'll have a link for relevant, website for you to go to check this out as well. But my thoughts are this. First, I wanted to try to consolidate my remotes. So I have a number of remotes here. One for my Roku, one for the Samsung TV, and of course one for the soundbar. My Tautronic soundbar was not fully compatible with my Samsung TV. I had to always use the Tautronics remote in order to change the volume, and that was annoying. So this was kind of different because it does have the connection that goes directly. It's an HDMI cable basically that goes into the TV. And so when I turn on the TV, the soundbar turns on. When I want to adjust the volume, I can use the Roku remote. Great. So I'm here watching a movie, and I think it was like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm noticing, some of the stuff was sounding great. Other times when they were just kind of speaking, I wasn't really happy with the quality of the voice. So I happened to look down at the remote and hey, there's a movie mode. So I'm watching a movie, so I press the movie mode. Boom. Suddenly, the explosions sound great. The speaking parts were completely clear. Even the music, Into the Spider-Verse has a lot of music, sounded perfect. So I was really impressed with that. And I did the same setting when I watched Deadpool. Movie setting, perfectly fine. I loved everything, all the highs, lows, the explosions, everything. So then I'm watching the news. Let's not get into politics here, but I watch a couple of different news channels to get a balanced view. Let's just put it that way. There's a big old news button right in the middle of this remote, and I probably watch the news more than anything else, so that was kind of cool. There was a shockingly big difference in terms of the movie mode and the news mode. For when I was watching the news, and it was on the movie mode because I was watching a movie previously, it kind of felt like more of a surroundish feel, and it didn't quite feel like it should. So I pressed the news button and boom, it's like somebody's talking right in front of me, very crystal clear. That was impressive. So because of that, I immediately was like, hey, there's a music button. Let me go onto YouTube and start playing some music, like chill hop and stuff. So I pressed the music button and it was nice. It was just as I had expected because of the differences between the movie mode and the news mode. So this also apparently has like different ways for you to adjust like the bass and the treble. So if you want to get really into it, you can do all that as well. But these three presets make me actually want to use this third remote. It's that nice of a difference. So kudos to Pheanoo for having these really nice setup presets. And of course you can set this up to work as a Bluetooth speaker as well. So I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 7 Plus 5G, showed up right away when I initiated the Bluetooth, and the sound was perfectly fine. You know, I really enjoyed it. So kind of kudos to this. I can definitely say that this impressed me more than I thought it would be, because I never heard of this brand before, and it is knocking it out the park for my movies, my news, and just music in general. Very easy to set up. It's just the subwoofer. You just plug it in, one cable that goes directly into the soundbar. The soundbar has one power cable that goes into your wall, you know, or power strip or whatever. And then of course the HDMI cable that goes from that into your TV. So easy setup. It's lightweight, so easy to transport as well if you need to transport this for whatever reason. And I think it actually looks kind of stylish as well. There's a little kind of an LCD or dot matrix panel in the front. So it does show you what level volume you're at, and you know, HD audio, I think it says HD for some reason. But overall, it's pleasing to the eye, and in my opinion, in terms of aesthetics. Fits nicely right in front, kind of underneath my Samsung TV, because it's on a stand. And overall, with my goal having to reduce the remotes, I feel it's kind of met, because I don't always use my Samsung TV remote, because I use the Roku remote all the time to watch like Netflix and stuff like that, and I can navigate almost everything there. But then this was just a pleasure, being able to change my EQ settings, basically, that's all it is, for whatever I'm watching. So overall, I'd have to give this definitely a 2 thumbs up, and it was unexpected. So I will be just kind of maintaining this as my main television soundbar. And I'm looking forward to testing more in the future, and maybe even some higher end ones as well, to see if there's really a difference. But for this room, the way that it sounds, I almost expected my neighbors to start knocking on the doors or something, because yeah, neighbors back and forth and all that stuff. But I was able to monitor that, obviously, with just changing the volume using my Roku remote, all right? So I was really happy about that. So yes, if you have any questions about this Pheanoo 2.1 channel soundbar, please, leave some comments below, and I will definitely answer them. It was extremely easy to set up. My Samsung TV saw it right away, so there really was no setup whatsoever. And if you like this style of video, of course, please hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button as well. I really appreciate that. And find me on all kinds of other social medias as well. I'm on TikTok, about 40,000 viewers on TikTok there. Twitter, I'm always happy to answer questions very, very quickly on Twitter. And of course, Instagram, if you like those style of photos of what's kind of going on with some nice little coloring in there to make it look like my life is awesome, right? Just like everybody else on Instagram. So overall, thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.